Yes guys, right, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your summer training or summer running and how you can effectively train during the summer. So I'm sure everyone's noticed this out there the last week or so. The temperatures have really gone up and that humidity has just gone absolutely crazy. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about how that humidity and that temperature can affect your performance. So obviously your body's got its own mechanism to deal with heat, and that is obviously sweating. But when the humidity is really high, the moisture from the air actually sits on the skin. So when you start sweating, you then can't evaporate that sweat off your body. So your temperature is going to skyrocket a lot quicker than it would if you didn't have that humidity. So obviously, therefore, you're going to fatigue a lot quicker than you would if it wasn't hot or if it wasn't humid. So guys, it's important to stay safe when you're training and running in this humidity. But there's plenty of ways we can do that, so I'm going to take you through some of my top tips today. The first thing I'll say is try not to use it as an excuse to not do anything, okay? So you can still train effectively, you might just have to tweak a few things, but what I'm going to take you through today is the best ways that we can actually deal with that humidity and that heat during your summer training. The first one, and the most important, is stay hydrated. So I've actually done a bit of a calculation for you in terms of exactly how you can figure out what you need to consume in terms of your water to keep you hydrated. So, one way of doing it, okay, to find out what your kind of base level of water consumption should be anyway, is 0.033 times your body weight in kilograms, okay? The second thing you need to do, weigh yourself before you go out for your run, and then weigh yourself after you get back from your run, okay? From that, you can figure out how much weight loss you've had during the run, and basically for every kilogram of weight loss you need just over a litre of water to replace that, or if you're doing it in pounds, for every pound of weight loss, roughly a pint, roughly 500 millilitres, okay? You then need to factor in the water that you consumed on your run, okay? So if you drank 500 millilitres out on your run as well, you need to factor that in to figure out exactly how much water you need to replenish after your run. So I'll show you a quick example using myself as the example, okay? So for me, my body weight is around 75 kilograms. I haven't actually weighed myself in post lockdown yet, but I'm gonna assume I'm roughly about the same. So 75 kilograms times by 0.033 gives me 2.475. So roughly 2.5 litres, okay? So that should be my goal every day, not factoring any exercise or anything like that, okay? Let's say I went for a run and my weight obviously before was 75, and say I weighed myself in afterwards and I was 74 kilograms. So I've lost 1 kilogram, okay? So 1 kilogram, as mentioned earlier, is about 1.1 litres, okay? So I need to have just over a litre to replenish the weight that I've lost during that run, okay? You've also got to factor in any water you consumed on your run. So in this example, I said I've consumed 500 millilitres of water while I was actually out on my run. So then plus the 1.1 litres that I need to consume because of the 1 kilogram weight loss, it shows you that that run, I need to replenish 1.6 litres of water just to replenish my kind of hydration levels from that run. But then from there, you can actually add that to what your day should be anyway. So I was around 2.5 litres just for my body weight anyway, plus the 1.6 litres from the run. I need to be having just over 4 litres of water that day to keep me well hydrated. So guys, it gives you a little bit of a chance to just get a little bit more scientific and a little bit more specific with your hydration needs. So my tip number 2 that I've got down here is beat the sun, okay? So that means you're gonna have to get up earlier than normal. You're gonna have to try and beat that sun, especially out here in Dubai. As soon as that sun comes out, you've got the humidity plus obviously the direct temperature increase from the sunlight. You're not going to last very long running out there, and it's not going to be obviously as safe or effective for you on your run. So try and beat the sun. So it's either got to be early morning or later evening after the sun goes down. The third one is be prepared, okay? So this is so important. You've got to make sure you're prepared fully for your run in terms of, I've broken it down into 2 things: your kit, so what you need to be wearing and what you need to have with you when you're running, and also your route. So let's have a little look at what you need for your kit. So guys, when going out there for runs this summer, it's important to have the correct kit to help keep you cool and help keep you safe out there as well. So the first thing, obviously, have a good pair of running trainers, Wear kit that you're used to wearing so you won't get as much chafage. Maybe wear lighter colours for your top, that will help you keep you cool. Maybe something you can add to it, maybe a hat. Maybe you might want to add a water bottle. Maybe if that's not enough water, why not go the whole hog? Hydration pack, plenty of fluids in there for you to run with. And of course, these days, a face mask. But remember, you can take it down when you're performing strenuous exercise. Also for your kit, it might be handy to take your bank card or just a bit of cash out with you as well, just in case you do start struggling out there and you need to get home quicker. I had one last summer, which was just brutal, and it's not a nice feeling. I basically stumbled home, whereas if I'd had a bit of cash with me or something, then I could have got home a lot quicker and got myself out of that horrible situation. So just got to be a bit smart with that as well, guys. Also, in terms of your kit, make sure you're bringing enough fuel with you. So whether that's gels, food, whatever you know that your body can deal with well when you're running, because you're going to be fatiguing a lot quicker, you're going to be expending a lot more energy because it is hotter, so we need to make sure you are fueling properly. The second one in terms of being prepared is your route. Okay, so plan your route before you go, rather than just kind of getting out the door and just going. Let's try and plan a route where you know, for example, if there's like adequate shade, obviously you're going to keep yourself a little bit cooler if you've got shade. Also, doing a route where you go out and then back might not be the best one in case you get all the way out, however far away that is, and then you really start struggling and you need to get home quick. So if you're obviously quite far away from home, then it's going to take you a lot longer to get back. So maybe plan your route in a loop or something like that. And yeah, just know your distances. That makes a big difference. If you think you're going to go out for a loop which is 5k and it turns out it's 10k, then obviously you might not have enough kit and enough fuel and stuff with you when you're out there. So yeah, make sure you plan that route effectively. The next thing we're going to talk about is actually training smart. Okay, so this is a good tip here for you in terms of your running, but also in terms of what you can actually do in terms of your strength sessions during the summer. So in terms of your running, I've talked about session selection or intensity. Okay, so in 40 odd degrees heat and 80% humidity, going out and doing a sprint interval session may not be the most effective because you're really going to fatigue and dehydrate very quickly. Okay, so maybe use the summer more as a chance to kind of build that aerobic capacity. Obviously everyone's different in terms of what they can handle. If you've lived in Dubai for a few years, you might be able to deal with the heat a lot better and all that sort of thing, but just be sensible with your session selection and intensity. The other thing I've put is technique for your running. Okay, so what a perfect time to actually focus on your running technique. Don't worry about your pace and all that sort of stuff as much. Technique can make a massive improvement obviously on your running performance, so it's the perfect time to work on that technique, so by the time we come back to race season, you've built the aerobic fitness, but you've also now got a better technique, which all adds up to improve your performance. The other thing I've talked about is strength training. Okay, so perfect time to focus a bit more on your strength training. So you can build the foundations basically ready for you to go into the next running season. So if you've got any weaknesses, for example, or if you've had any previous injuries or anything like that, you can really work on building and strengthening those muscles. Strength training has loads of benefits in terms of running performance. And because there's going to be no races out here, or maybe even globally across the world right now for a while, it's the perfect time to be building up that strength. So when you come back to building up to kind of race performance and races, then we've got the foundations there already to move you forward and get you ready to hit the ground running. Right guys, there's some of my top tips for summer running here in Dubai. Hope you enjoy them. Drop me a message if you've got any questions and enjoy your summer.